Hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a longtime subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining me and giving me a shot here. I hope to show you some things that you'll have some fun creating. For now, the first thing I want to do is just catch you up with the journal. So we did do in one of the last videos, I did put together the binding for the French Blue Paris journal. So you can see that here. I won't do the whole flip through. And with that journal, we had made a few pieces of ephemera. So if you want to check out that video, I want to show you that I've made the same things here with the 1789 Versailles kit. And I want to show you the signatures that I put together for this 1789 Versailles kit. So I actually found Natasha from Treasure Books has a new binding technique. I'm going to try that. And so I put together my signatures using the method that she's got, although I did the pamphlet stitch. So I've stitched these together, and I started from the outside, so then I taped here because when these go together, they'll get glued. These blank pieces here, they'll get glued together, so you won't actually be able to see that there's any space in between the signatures. I have yet to find any cardboard to be able to make my outer pieces yet, so I'm hoping that manifests soon. And it's okay, because I wanted to show you can work on the journal if it's bound, and then also, you know, not bound too. So I did put my signatures together, and I'll just show those to you really quick. You can see I have a lot of blank pages so that I can put quite a bit of ephemera in it. You don't have to do it this way. There's enough pages that you could actually put together a lot of pages with pictures and have very little ephemera and have a very beautiful book, especially for a gift for someone. So if you purchase this kit, remember that really there's so many ways to put this together that making one journal is probably not a realistic thing. There's enough stuff to make, you know, many different journals in different ways. So, and I haven't done a lot in this here because I have been waiting to show you before I get too far into it. But the first video that was the one that I did for the French Blue Paris, I made quite a few different little flips. So I made one for this journal. It's here. It's got an envelope and then some of the fun ephemera. These are from the OG ephemera kit. They don't come with the 1789 Versailles Paris, but I thought this was really pretty. And so how to make this is in the French Blue Paris video. So I just followed my own tutorial here. Okay. Let's see. Yep. So I just wanted to show you the signatures. Let's see. You can see I've left a lot of room for creating space for ephemera. So those are the signatures. So the other thing that I made that I showed you how to do in that video is, here's a little folio. Again, this tutorial is in that video. Super cute. So you want to check that video out. I'll link it in the description box below. I just want to catch you up so that we can be on the same page here, depending on the journal stuff that you're working with. The 1789 Versailles kit is actually the April subscription kit, and you'll get that for free along with the papers and stuff if you join at the tribe level. The Bohemian level, the entry level one, gives you the papers, but it doesn't give you all of the ephemera. But both memberships give you a ton of the Freya Friday freebies that will be coming out and that are out. They're all available right now. So it's almost a whole nother journal kit. So even if you join at the most basic level, you'll have enough to make a small journal. So the other thing that I showed in that video was like how to make a mini notebook. Okay, so I made the same thing with that. And what I'm wanting you to notice is that the things I'm going to show you are not necessarily pertaining only to this kit. They're just actually having to do with that you could make them with any of the kits or even on your own. So I didn't decorate this other side of this because when I put this in the journal, I'm actually going to use it as a tuck spot too, and I'll show that. And I also made an envelope. Okay, I also decorated tags. Just made a little pulled out folio. I just used ribbon there. And I just decorated tags, and I wanted to show you that what you can do. Probably wondering sometimes what like a lot of the little round things are. I like to use those as tag toppers. There's a lot of different things that you can use those for, and I wanted to show you that's one way. And then I don't know if you've seen my video on clips, but this is one of the clips. So okay, so now what are we making today? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about that finally that we're here. What are we making today? Okay, I'm going to show you how to make some altered playing cards. And this one, oh, it needs a little bit more glue. Okay, these would be really fun even making a specimen card or a slide. Let's just show you these. And what's different about these playing cards here is that we're actually creating a window in both of them to make these. So they're super fun and they don't take very long. The video is not extremely in depth. The other thing I'm going to show you what to do is how to work with the paper clips, the ones that are particular to how they come in most of my kits. And then also how you make them even if you don't have one of my kits. So they can be done two ways. One with something on the top. They go on like this. Okay. Or one without a top. And it just goes on like this. So I hope you'll join me and learn how to make some fun playing cards to go in your journal. These can be made to match any journal, and it's a super fun short tutorial. See you soon, I hope. Let's make some playing cards. You'll have seen in the preview, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. Altered playing cards today. I was making these on my own and was just making them for Ephemera for my two French blue, well, the French blue Paris journal and then the 1789 Versailles. These can be made with any kit, with any fussy cuts, with any background papers. So if this looks like fun, follow along. This will be a short tutorial and a little bit of a craft along, not too long. I'm just going to show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I've got some altered playing, or excuse me, some regular playing cards. I picked out the ones, I picked the ace. You can use an ace. I did want to show you, keep in mind, because I'm cutting this piece out so that it's like a frame. You'll want to pick something where if you're gonna punch it out, just pay attention to what you're cutting out and what's left. You might need to hide it. I've used on this one, I've cut out the frame, which is a fun way to do it if you don't have a punch that you want to use. So we'll do one of those where we cut out the face. And then I'm using this punch here, and I, for the life of me, could not see. It's probably so old. I can't see anywhere that says the actual size. And I think the size doesn't really matter more than anything. What matters is whether or not you like what you're doing. So what I've done is basically center that. You could use a circle too and get it where I want, straight. And then punch it out. So you end up with something like this, or let's see, should I do like the Queen of Spades? When I cut the center out of that, I just pierce the center and cut around the edges. So you'll need some background paper. One way you can back these is just by using some kind of background paper. You'll need a background paper. So you could either leave it with the background paper here and then have another background paper here, or, not my favorite way to do it, but a lot of people do like it, is you can just put the background paper in the center and use a playing card back of one of the playing cards that you know, don't necessarily like the face of. Okay, so the general idea is really basic. All you need to do here is, with a frame, pick a frame or make a couple with frames. And then I'm using, there's some new labels that match up this kit that I spent a week on. I can't believe how long it took me to do these. Kind of a labor of love, guys. These, here, there's some sentiments. And these have some French words and stuff on it. So I'll be using something like that. So you'll need a couple of like tidbits to match what you're doing. I'm using, on one of them, I'll use a frame. So I'm using some frames like this. Those are optional. I'm using some fussy cuts. So depending on the size, I've got a couple of different choices. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to put behind the frames, but you'll need some fussy cuts, and you'll need a little bit smaller size fussy cut. Let's see. And if you don't want to do either of those, I also, too, the Thankful Thursday, the member gift this week has these in them. And let's see. I use the backgrounds from the kit. They actually have an edge on it, but you don't need to use the backgrounds from that kit. These are the backs that come with the kit. You can use something like this. This is what comes with the French Blue Paris. So if you want to do the French Blue Paris, this is the backgrounds. So you'll be looking for, if you're using one of my kits, you'll be looking for a 3x3 background from the kit. Otherwise, they're generally the 2.5 by 3.5 is the size of the back of the playing card. So let's just get started. We'll do a little play. I'm not going to spend, like I said, forever on this video with you, because the idea is really simple, and I have been absolutely buried in trying to catch up with the 1789 Versailles. I think I bit off more than I can handle. I'm not sure on trying to do 2 journals. I think I might have been overly ambitious, so we'll see what happens. But I've been filming another video that shows you the update along that, and does a lot of the ephemera, but I thought I'd just get this out to you. So all you need to do is basically with this one, I punched it out. I'm gonna make sure I ink my edges. The ink is probably one of the easiest way to kind of hide the imperfections in your cutting if you're not extremely skilled like me. My eyesight shifted quite a bit as I've aged, especially over 50, and the ink really is kind of a miracle worker. I'm only putting this here. I don't think any of it's going to actually be seen, but just in case, I seem to feel better doing it. And then the edges of the playing card. Now I need to choose my background. My backgrounds that I picked, I printed double-sided so that I automatically have a little background. And now I need an image for the center, and let's just pick one. These are fussy cuts from the, oh yeah. Guys, you're probably gonna be like, oh my gosh, you didn't do another greyhound again. If you don't know, my service dog is a greyhound, and those might be one of the few things that I include in my kit. Often is, oh, these are a little bit smaller, is a greyhound. I've had my Italian greyhound for, yeah, we'll do that size, for 10 years. So I'm gonna actually cut this out off video. Okay, here's my little guy. Anyway, my guy's name is Raphael. So sometimes I try and do some other kind of dog. If you're someone that buys a lot of my kits and you have something that you would like me to include in Fussy Cuts, because it's something like this, you know, please message me or leave me a comment about what you'd like. I'm happy to oblige and, you know, include things like that, especially on the side. So all that we're going to do is add glue to the back. So I'm going to particularly pay attention to the edges. So yeah, your art glitter glue can turn a funny color from the metal if you're not using a stainless steel pin. And I still really struggle with keeping and finding the pins that I have that do work with my glue. Seems to be an ongoing situation for me, the glue. So you just push those together. And look for anywhere you might need to trim or they're not aligned. If you like, you can use a little bit of sandpaper to help the edges look like they're one piece, depending on how picky you are. Let's see. So there we go. These make up really quick and fast. So just add him. You could do a collage. And see, what I'm noticing is that I didn't get my oval extremely centered here. Oh, what's I gonna do? before this is stuck down way. Frame is optional. I did some with the frame, some without, but I often like to use a frame if I've had to hand cut the opening. Let's see. And what this does too is if I wasn't centered, which I wasn't, I didn't get the punch totally centered, I can use the frame to kind of offset that. I'm not sure if I like the frame more or not, but it's stuck on now. So I just need some kind of sentiment I'm going to use. Let's see what I've got on my desk. Oh, we'll just use this one. So, and that's really it, guys. So stick around and make another one with me, even if what you do is fast forward. Right? Let's make one this. This is optional to add a topper, and adding lace is optional too. So you can really decorate and make them your own. Possibilities are endless. The thing I'm adding that's new is I decided to try a punch, and I actually really like the punch quite a bit. So, and I enjoyed this too, cutting it out. I have also, the Thankful Thursday has some paper clips, and I don't know if these will fit. Let's see. Because I wanted to make a paper clip with you real quick too, but let's see. No. You could. There, it's so close, so your playing card might or might not work that way. I don't think I'm going to do that. So, same method here. I'm going to pick a background. And I've got this fussy cut that I cut out. But maybe I'll do... These are smaller than that size. Make sure you check out the fuss or the sentiments. Let's see. This one says liberty. Same with words, guys. If you'd like a specific word, I can't always accommodate like now that these are made, but if you visit the Facebook group, that's probably the best place to show off your work, what you're creating. If you have questions, to get inspiration from other people that are working on the same kit that month. That's where I met some of the most incredible people in this community, is on Facebook. I don't love Facebook, to be quite honest with you, with what's happened with me, but I do find that there is a lot of value with the crafting community that way. So let's see. So let's see what happens here. got these for little pockets on the back. I thought we'd add a pocket on the back with this, but I may use this for a different way. And you probably know this trick already, but often what you can do is, let's see, create a background. I'm just wanting to add a little more interest behind my collage because it's not much of a collage, but let's see what happens here. Okay, what I'm going to do, because it's going to be kind of challenging to get that tucked in there, is I'm going to go ahead and put this on first, but I'm not going to seal the edges. You know, another thing you could do with these is to leave the opening at the top and create a smaller slide that slides in like it was a specimen card. I think that'd be really cute, just to treat the whole thing like a specimen card. Putting something right, like, you know, in the center like that. Using some transparency. I've got all these ideas, so we'll see. I probably will play some more off camera, not with you guys. I hate taking up your time. I'm one of those that I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I play the videos back like half or double, what is that, double speed, or great word. But anyways, because I want to get to the idea and not so much the whole. And then I'm told, my daughter tells me, Mom, I didn't get how you made that. So I'm trying to find a balance. Let's see. So see what I mean? How that kind of took up some of the background if I put that in like that. So. And I left those edges open so I could tuck it in there, but there's probably a better way. Most things that I construct like this, I'm also someone that likes efficiency, and so sometimes, and doing several items in a row of the same type of item really helps me to get to know my own process and what, you know, what things I like to do. So if you're making ephemera for your journal, that's one way to do it, is to make a couple of, you know, like I said, I'm not a fan of mass make because I don't want a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use. But I do make, if it's considered a mass make for the journal that I'm working on. Really struggling. Sometimes some things come together a lot quicker than others, and it gets challenging for me when I have to create something in front of the camera. I don't know about you guys, but it feels like an extra added pressure, because sometimes even when I'm doing collage, I'll make up like 4 or 5 or a whole page at one time and let it sit on my desk and see if I like it for a while. Okay. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that, guys, but it works. It'll probably sit on my desk and you'll see the finished product at the end, what I end up doing to it. Okay, so let me just show you 2 other things really quick before I let you go. One of them is these ones here with the Thankful Thursday. We can put together a couple of these really quick. Maybe just one, and then a quick paper clip. Let me show you how to do the paper, how you put the paper clips together too, because a lot of my kits have this 4x4, and we'll make a quick paper clip from that. So what I'm going to do is cut one of these strips out, and I'm going to cut it out like this. I'll be right back, and we'll make one of these up fast and a paper clip. Okay, I promised the tutorial, the quick part on the paper clip. I'm really sorry. I went ahead and I finished those cards we were working on, and I'll show those in just a minute finished. I figured that they were kind of self-explanatory. What I wanted you to see and what I wanted you to notice is that there's 2 ways of putting these together. And I didn't decorate this one, but I did sort of do this one. So the first way that you would put one of these together, keep in mind you can cut your own strip of paper, and the way that you would do that to use it without using one from one of my kits, it's basically your strip of paper you'll fold in half and then back on itself again, so that basically you have 4 even parts. Okay, and then there's 2 ways to put the paper clip together, and this is not necessarily like the easiest thing to do. So grab the paper clip. The first way that you'll do it when it ends up with this, this is my favorite way, is have the paper clip at the top sticking out so that I can put some lace in it. And the reason I like that is because it makes it really easy to create something in my journal that pops out. I really love having something like that sticks out and creates some interest on the edge of my journal. Plus it's pretty, and I'll be able to tuck something underneath there. So that's my favorite way to do it, but there's 2 ways to do it. So the other way to do it, the second way I'll show you, is where there's nothing here. This is a solid piece on the top, and then it comes all the way down, but there's nothing that pops out, and they're both nice. It just depends on what you want to do with it. And I didn't decorate this one. I just really want to put it together so we could see, and I will decorate it. I'm just running out of steam tonight. I think I gave myself more than what I'm capable of doing, trying to do 2 journals, so we'll see how that works, because I'm also needing to be paying attention to my income with my Etsy shop, and I've gotten a little bit carried away having so much fun with these. So let me just say this. Okay, so the way that you would put these together, like I said, you have a strip and you would fold it like this. So if you're going to do it with it being open at the top, then you'll fold it like that, so that the fold, I guess, what do you call it, the mountain fold is in the middle and the valley's on the bottom, like that. and then it's pretty easy. You just put your paper clip in there and let it hang out and glue it. Pretty easy. Okay, the way I'm going to do this one, so we could do that with this one too, right? So I just want to show you, wanted to show you you could do it without using one of my blanks. So you could do it like this too. The way I wanted to actually, is that the way I want to do it? Yeah, I need to show you how to do it this way. So the way that we're going to do it is you're going to have to come together and hold this piece together like this. And then, see this, it requires a little bit of a maneuver to get this done. So you see what I'm doing? The pictures are together, which is the pictures are all on one side here. And then here is where I put my paper clip. You see that, how it's, so that when I put this back in, these fold together and you can see, oops, the paper clip is down in there. So then what you just do is glue it. And I'm not sure I love this as a finished product either. Creating these videos is challenging for me. I'll tell you why, because often what I do is do my ephemera in parts, and I like to kind of let the things sit and work with them, you know, little by little. I'm not used to completing a whole piece at one time for you. And I like to kind of let them sit until they speak to me. And I'm learning as I grow here that it's okay for things to not be perfect and move on, and maybe I probably will get more done if I pay attention to it a little more like this. So with that, that's how that one would work in here, and we just would put that here like this. Great. See, really nice to just, probably would ink it too, but you can see then it will, you know, accept, you know, it will like accept a tag or something like that here. Look, it's an espresso. No, it's not. It's just a bead. Darn it. Okay, so you can see that. So thank you so much for joining me today. Stay tuned as I kind of show you a little bit of a recap of what we've done today. I'll just show you real quick. We've got these paper clips, and then we've got these playing cards. Sure, I made more than I need for my journal, but I was trying to just give you an idea. This is one of those ones I mentioned you could create where you have it pull out. And then this is basically just one of the cards that was on the sheet. This is just the card cut out and then put on a background. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next video. There'll be more to come on both journals. I'm going to kind of combine now that I think I've got the journals caught up with each other, the ephemera as I go through things. I'm trying to do about 2 videos a week, so I'll be filming another one today. Hope you join me, and if you like what's happening, please like and subscribe. Your comments, your presence, it means so much to me because it helps me to keep going and to keep creating and sharing this content with you. So thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next video.